NFL Live, Drake May speaks. You're going to hear from him. Plus, Dan and J-Mac will show you the one thing he needs to clean up heading into Super Bowl 60. That's coming your way. And Josh Allen's new head coach was introduced. He's very familiar with Joe Brady, but you hear from Brady, get a little emotional talking about his players. Also, Lamar Jackson's head coach was introduced as well. New on NFL Live, Jesse Minter talked about this and had this to say about his relationship with Jackson today.
Lamar and I have had multiple conversations. It's been great. It's been great to get to know him. I think relationships take time, and so you don't become the head coach of the Ravens and expect to have a deep relationship with anybody. So those take time. We've been working towards that already. I just look forward to connecting with him, helping him become the best version of himself, creating a team identity that allows him to thrive, which he's already proven to be an elite, one of the best player in the National Football League, and put a team around him that allows him to reach that ultimate goal of bringing a Super Bowl back to Baltimore. We will create standards that match the goals that we want to achieve. Our plan will be built on being at our best late in the season, into the playoffs, and look forward to that challenge.
Adam Schefter with us now. He's with us all show. Adam, with Minter being more of a defensive guy, the first big hire certainly will be his OC. What are you hearing there?
Well, they've been talking to the Bears offensive coordinator, Declan Doyle. They've been monitoring Davis Webb, who interviewed for the Raiders head coaching job and has been with the Broncos as the Broncos passing game coordinator. They know they have a huge hire on their hands to make in Buffalo that will be instrumental in helping to elevate the play of Lamar Jackson. And when we think of Jesse Minter and Lamar Jackson, if you go back and look at the clips of what Jesse Minter said when he was the Chargers defensive coordinator and they had to go up against Lamar Jackson, he said at that point in time when Justin Herbert was his quarterback that Lamar Jackson is one of one, the best player in the league. He wasn't even as clear today about it as he was back then when he was going up against Lamar Jackson. They are now looking for that offensive coordinator that they believe can help restore Lamar Jackson's play and bring him back to an MVP level.
A lot of interesting offensive coordinator hires need to be made, this one being at the top of that list, thanks to Adam. The Ravens offseason will continue to be one to monitor. They're basically middle of the pack when it comes to cap space, so that's something to keep an eye on for sure with how they use that and where all of this falls. You can see the key free agents there, some things to look out for as you consider where they may go and how they may treat this offseason. So as we continue to look at the Ravens, Stan and J-Mac are here with us for the hour. J-Mac, what should Minter be doing when it comes to that OC hire? You heard what Adam mentioned there, but where do you think they should go?
The one thing that we continue to hear from Jesse Minter is relationships. And when you think about that, for the offensive coordinator, the one he has with Lamar Jackson, his ability to communicate with Lamar Jackson is going to be huge. There are a lot of names that have been mentioned. Cliff Kingsbury's name has been mentioned for that job. Joe Brady, before he took the head coaching job in Buffalo, his name was mentioned for that job. I look at this, the OC, whoever you are, you got to find a way to get Lamar Jackson and this offense back to explosive plays. That fell down a little bit this past year, and obviously Lamar Jackson playing through injury had a lot to do with it. But getting him going, yes, you're going to still have Derrick Henry in that run game and still focusing on that. But those explosive plays down the field is what puts the fear in a lot of defenses' minds and hearts when you know you have to go up against Lamar Jackson.
If I were the Baltimore Ravens, my offensive coordinator would be Shieldhouse, Sean Mannion, or Declan Doyle.
Yeah. Why?
Because they come from the right tree. They come from the Shanahan-McVay tree. For me, I just believe that offense, because the starting point, the foundation is, I'm going to take all these things that are simple to me and make them complicated to you.
Yeah.
Those are like recession-proof. And the second thing is, I can take one presentation and do 5 different things from it. That is a thing that carries over week to week to week to week. It elevates the performance of the offensive line. It elevates the performance of the backs. It elevates the performance of the quarterback, and it makes the receivers' jobs easier. I will always believe that a coordinator from that tree is the best option. The second thing I'd say is this, and I'd like to get your perspective on it, is I do think Jesse Minter, defensive coaches that are really intelligent and schematically advanced, and I think Minter's one of them, I think they do have an advantage when it comes to picking a coordinator because it's what offense gives me
the most issues.
Right. What offense do I not want to to prepare for? What offense do I think is the most difficult to have answers for?
I think that's a great point because from Minter's perspective, especially the way he designs his defenses with the moving parts, with the 2 high safeties, you know going into that game, all right, if I'm going against a Sean McVay offense of what they did this year with the 3 tight ends, and well, now they're all together, now the next play, it's an empty set, or the way that Ben Johnson in Chicago, the way he moved people pre-snap, you're looking at that, and I think he's doing it from a perspective of, if I'm Jesse Mitchell, I'm looking at my quarterback,
right.
And I'm saying, all right, with Lamar Jackson, what offense would fit him in a sense of now I'm going into a game and I'm looking at it like, how the hell am I going to stop him?
Prepare for all these
within
different things,
yes.
and then Lamar.
So how can I maximize the weapons around him? How can I maximize Derrick Henry? How can I maximize Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers and all of those different guys?
Yeah, I think there's an advantage to that.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. And remember, too, you guys, this was well talked about during that time, that Lamar Jackson had a play or a hand in who they were going to hire. You got to think that Jesse Minter, when asked about the OC, talked to Lamar about how much he would feature him and the best possibilities for him. All right, more people have been hired and they've been introduced. New on NFL Live. The Bills had their introductory press conference for Joe Brady today as well. Take a listen.
One thing is that the guys know about me, and it might be from espresso, it might be from Gatorade Fast Twitches, but I'm going to bring the energy every single day. And I believe people are going to feed off of that. I truly believe in being the temperature, right? I'm the weather, and they're going to feel it every single day. My guys. Ooh. I'm so appreciative of you guys being here today.
It gives you chills. Just sees how much Joe Brady means to his players and vice versa. Adam back with us. Shefty, kind of the opposite situation what the Ravens are dealing with in Buffalo. They keep the offensive guy for the quarterback. Now they need help on the defensive staff. Any word on candidates for defensive coordinator in Buffalo?
Well, Laura, one of the places they're going to look is a popular defensive coach in Denver who used to play in Buffalo, who's interviewing with the Baltimore Ravens, and his name is Jim Leonhard. He is a top candidate. I'm not saying the top candidate, but a top candidate in Buffalo, and you could see how he would fit right into what they're doing. Obviously, Joe Brady's been waiting for this day to take over as a head coach for a couple of years, to where he has thought about what he would do the day he would become a head coach, whenever and wherever that was. Now that it's come in Buffalo, he's had a vision of what he wants to do. And it wouldn't be a surprise if Jim Leonhard fit into that vision and wound up eventually becoming defensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills. We'll see the direction that Joe Brady ultimately takes it. That'll be the next big, significant hire that the Bills make. But Jim Leonhard would certainly be a candidate that would be near the top of the list for Buffalo.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll talk about it more. But first, Brady jumped on the...
with that injury that he played through.
Yeah, good to see that he'll be good to go by the time anything matters. We're just getting started on NFL Live. Adam's with us throughout the show with more news. And how about this? The Patriots headed to the Super Bowl, but